All right, so you know how everyone's always curious about like the real secrets of hypnosis?
Yeah.
We're talking way beyond the stage show stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the real techniques that can like unlock some serious change.
Absolutely.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
I'm excited.
This is like getting a backstage pass to the mind.
Yeah.
We've got some awesome articles about uh, bypassing something called the critical factor
Hmm.
and then harnessing unconscious symbolism.
That's powerful stuff.
It really is. It's like learning to like slip past the bodyguard of your mind
Ooh, I like
and talk directly to the part that's really calling the shots.
fascinating.
So are you ready for this?
Absolutely. I'm ready to dive in.
Okay, let's do it. So first things first, we got to understand this whole critical factor thing. It
Right.
sounds kind of intimidating.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Like it's some kind of judgmental gatekeeper or something?
Well, it's actually a pretty good analogy.
Really?
Yeah. So the critical factor is like that part of your conscious mind that's constantly filtering information, like deciding what gets in and what gets bounced.
So it's kind of like deciding what aligns with your existing beliefs
Exactly.
and then rejecting anything that doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's like a bouncer at a club,
Okay.
only letting in what matches the dress code, you know?
I like that. So basically, it's trying to keep us safe,
Mm-hmm.
but also keeping us stuck in our old patterns.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
It's trying to maintain the status quo.
Interesting. So how much information are we talking about here?
Well, that's the thing. The conscious mind can only process a tiny bit at a time.
Oh, wow.
But the unconscious mind that's taking in everything,
It's like we're only using a fraction of our mental capacity.
you got it. That's where covert hypnosis comes in.
Ooh, tell me more.
It's like using these subtle techniques
Okay.
to bypass that critical factor
Okay.
and then tap into the power of the unconscious.
So it's like learning a secret language or something.
You could put it that way,
Yeah, yeah,
like communicating with our deeper selves.
yeah. I love that. Okay, so one of the sources we have is from the Hypnosis Training Academy.
Right.
And they actually lay out some pretty specific techniques
Mm,
for bypassing this critical factor.
yeah.
And one that really stood out to me was this idea of capturing someone's attention.
Hmm.
Like completely.
Okay.
Because if you don't have their full focus, it's like that bouncer.
Yeah,
They're going to be on high alert.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're not letting anything slip past.
It's like trying to slip a note to someone when they're in the middle of a conversation.
Right. You got to catch them at just the right moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else did they talk about?
Well, another big one is this idea of like genuine positive intent. You can't trick the unconscious mind.
Okay.
Like if you're trying to manipulate someone with these techniques,
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
It's more about collaborating with them.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Partnership.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've snuck past the bouncer. We're in the VIP lounge of the unconscious mind.
Right.
What happens next?
Now we got to speak the language.
Okay.
And that language is symbolism.
I love symbolism. It's like a secret code waiting to be cracked.
You got it. You've probably heard of like guided visualizations, right?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They are. But here's the thing.
What's that?
Research suggests they might not be as effective as people think.
Wait, really? I thought visualizing your goals was like a guaranteed win.
I wish it were that simple.
So what's the catch?
For a symbol to work its magic, it has to have personal meaning.
So it's not enough to just picture like a mountain of success or something.
Not quite.
Eh,
It needs to resonate with you on a deeper level.
Okay, so give me an example.
Like imagine someone visualizing themselves, surrounded by white light for healing.
Okay.
But what if they have some past trauma associated with bright lights?
Hmm.
It could actually backfire.
Wow, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, it's like those generic symbols are speaking a different language.
Okay, so where does covert hypnosis come in?
Well, instead of imposing these external symbols,
Okay.
it's about uncovering the ones that already have power for that person.
It's like finding the key to their own personal treasure chest.
Exactly. And it can be surprisingly simple.
Really? How do you do that?
You start by asking them about a pleasant experience they've had in nature.
Okay.
It could be anything from a walk in the park to a mountain vista.
Sounds relaxing already.
Right. And as they describe it, you listen carefully
But for what?
for the details that stand out to them,
Okay.
like the feel of the sun, the sound of birds, the scent of pine needles.
You're creating like a sensory map of their happy place?
That's it. And then you can use those details to create a personalized guided experience.
So instead of a generic forest,
Right.
it's their forest.
Exactly. With all the sights and sounds that make it special.
It's like a custom-designed virtual reality experience for their mind.
That's a great way to put it.
So what happens when you combine those symbols
Yeah.
with the techniques for bypassing the critical factor?
That's when things get really interesting.
Okay, so we're going to dive into that.
Yeah, in the next part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. This is already blowing my mind.
Stay tuned. It's going to get even better.
Welcome back. I'm still like reeling from that last part. It's amazing to think we all have these powerful symbols
That's
just
'cause-
like hidden inside us,
Absolutely.
waiting to be unlocked.
Waiting to be unleashed.
Okay, so we've snuck past the bouncer.
Right.
We're speaking the language.
Yeah.
Now, how do we actually use this stuff
Okay.
to make real changes in our lives?
Right. So let's say you struggle with anxiety.
Okay.
Remember those personal symbols we talked about?
Yeah.
Like a peaceful forest or a sunny beach?
Oh, yeah. My happy place is definitely a hammock
Okay.
between some palm trees on
Yeah,
a
yeah.
deserted island.
Perfect. So using covert hypnosis, you can basically create a mental shortcut to that feeling.
So that feeling of relaxation.
Exactly.
I like that.
Every time you encounter a stressful situation,
Mm-hmm.
you just conjure up that image,
Yeah.
those sensations,
Okay.
and your body will start to respond accordingly.
So it's like training my brain to automatically associate those symbols with calmness.
Yeah, it's like a Pavlovian response, but way more enjoyable.
I like the sound of that. So it's not just about escaping stress. It's
Yeah.
about like rewiring my brain to handle it better.
Exactly. And this technique can be applied to all sorts of challenges.
Okay, like what?
Well, let's say you have a fear of public speaking.
Oh, man.
A lot of people struggle with that.
Tell me about it. I used to get butterflies just thinking about presenting in front of a group.
Well, using covert hypnosis,
Okay.
you could create a symbolic representation of yourself, like confidently giving a presentation.
Okay.
Picture yourself owning the stage,
Mhm.
feeling calm, composed, in control.
Okay. I'm picturing I'm wearing a power suit.
Yeah.
The audience is captivated.
Release.
And I feel like a rock star.
You're rewriting the script.
In my mind.
Yes, in your subconscious mind.
Okay.
And by repeatedly experiencing this positive visualization,
Mm-hmm.
you're replacing those old feelings of fear with this new sense of confidence and empowerment.
It's like giving my inner critic a total makeover.
Exactly. And this approach can be used for any fear or limiting belief
Oh, wow.
that's holding you back,
Really?
whether it's fear of failure, lack of confidence,
Yeah.
or even those self-sabotaging patterns.
Oh, those are the worst.
Covert hypnosis can help reframe those negative narratives.
It's like I have a whole team of inner ninjas
Oh.
clearing out those mental roadblocks.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So now another area where covert hypnosis can be super powerful
Okay.
is boosting creativity.
Really? I wouldn't have thought of that. I always thought of hypnosis as like a relaxation thing.
Well, it's true that hypnosis can induce deep relaxation.
Yeah.
But remember, that relaxed state is actually the gateway to the unconscious mind, which is like the wellspring of creativity.
It's like opening up the floodgates.
Exactly.
Ah.
Imagine using guided imagery
Okay.
to explore like a symbolic landscape that's overflowing with possibilities.
It could be anything.
Anything you can dream up. A magical forest, a futuristic cityscape, an underwater wonderland.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Right.
It's like giving my inner child a blank canvas
Yeah.
and a box of crayons.
And as you explore this world,
Mhm.
you might stumble upon these unexpected connections.
Okay.
Innovative ideas, solutions to problems that have been stumping you.
It's like those aha moments,
Exactly.
but on a whole new level.
Exactly. And covert hypnosis can also help you overcome creative blocks.
Oh, tell me more.
You know those times when you just feel stuck in a rut?
Ugh, yes. Staring at a blank page.
Right.
Totally uninspired.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So you can use techniques like suggestion and metaphor
Okay.
to gently nudge your unconscious mind
Right.
toward a more receptive state.
So it's less about forcing creativity
Right.
and more about coaxing it out.
You got it. And here's another fascinating application.
Yeah.
Performance enhancement.
Hmm?
Athletes, musicians, actors,
Okay.
anyone who wants to operate at their peak can benefit.
So this is where it gets into like the sports psychology realm.
Exactly. So imagine an athlete
Okay.
visualizing themselves flawlessly executing like a difficult move,
Okay.
or a musician feeling the music just flow through them effortlessly.
Wow.
They're creating a mental blueprint for success.
It's like they're programming themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the more they practice this mental rehearsal,
Yeah.
the stronger those neural pathways become,
Mm.
making it more likely they'll actually achieve that outcome.
So it's not just about physical skill.
Right.
It's about mental mastery as well.
Exactly. Covert hypnosis helps you develop focused, discipline, resilience.
Wow.
All those essential qualities for achieving any goal.
Not just in performance-based fields.
Right. It's about building that mental fortress.
This is blowing my mind.
We've gone from anxiety to creativity to peak performance.
Yeah,
And it all comes back to this incredible power of the unconscious mind.
it's true.
What?
So what else is there to discover?
Well, in the final part of our deep dive,
Oh,
we'll explore some common questions and misconceptions.
I'm sure there are a lot of those.
So yeah, we'll also look at how you can start incorporating these techniques into your own life.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Okay, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. It feels like we've been on this incredible journey.
It has been a journey
Yeah.
through the inner workings of the mind.
And I bet some people out there have some burning questions about all this.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Maybe some doubts or misconceptions.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I used to think hypnosis was all about mind control.
Right.
Like those stage hypnotists
Yeah.
making people cluck like chickens or whatever.
That's stage hypnosis, though. It's for entertainment.
Right.
It's very different from therapeutic hypnosis.
Okay, so in a therapeutic setting,
Yeah.
the hypnotist is more like a guide,
Exactly.
helping you access your own resources.
Yeah, you always retain your free will.
That's good to know.
You can reject any suggestion
Okay.
that doesn't align with your values.
So it's more of a collaborative thing.
Absolutely. It's a partnership.
Okay, what about that idea that only certain people can be hypnotized?
That's another misconception.
Really?
Most people can experience some level of hypnotic trance.
It's like when you get completely lost in a book or a movie.
Exactly. You zone out, you lose track of time.
Yeah.
Hypnosis is just a way to access that state intentionally.
Okay, so what about the safety of all this?
Well, when it's practiced ethically and responsibly,
Okay.
hypnosis is generally considered safe.
It's not about making someone do something they don't want to do.
Right. It's about working with your unconscious mind for healing and growth.
So it's really important to find a practitioner
Yes.
who knows what they're doing.
Absolutely. Do your research, ask questions, trust your intuition.
This has been so eye-opening.
It has been, hasn't it?
So much to think about. So for our listeners who are intrigued by all this,
Yeah.
where can they go to learn more?
There are tons of resources out there, books, online courses, workshops.
And even certified hypnotherapists.
Right. It's about finding what resonates with you.
And taking that first step
Yeah.
to unlock your own inner power.
The power to change your life lies within you.
This has been a truly mind-blowing deep dive. I
Right.
feel like we've just scratched the surface.
It's been a pleasure exploring these concepts with you
To all of you listening out there, keep exploring, keep questioning.
and keep unlocking that extraordinary potential.
See you next time.